Hello and welcome to a new studio vlog. It's March. It's actually the 8th of March. Happy International Women's Day, by the way. Whenever I say that or hear anyone say that, it just makes me think of that one scene in the first Deadpool movie. So I got some new art supplies last week and I've been waiting to film and show you them, but I'm really excited. I didn't get much. I just got lots of pencils. So yeah, I got a bunch of sort of different colours. I got blue. I never use blue, but I got some blue just for funsies. Oh my god, I dropped one. And then the other thing I got was just some really thin paintbrushes, because I have a few. So these are the thin ones that I tend to use at the minute, but they're all in various stages of disrepair. So I got some new ones. And they're like actual like miniature brushes, so they're for like painting, like I guess like Warhammer is the only miniature thing I can think of that people paint. They're very nice, very, very thin. I don't know if I'm gonna need to use all of them. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see how good they are and how well the points do. So I've done a sketch in my little square sketchbook that I'm gonna paint tonight. But first, before I do that, oh, that sound. But before I do that, I really want to swatch these because I just feel like the actual colour of them on paper is going to be nothing like this. So yeah, let's do that. Hello, it's voiceover Nikki here. So I did actually record this whole bit with me talking, and yeah, it was just so long that I thought I'd just try and repeat what I said with the footage sped up. So I'm just swatching the colours, pretty standard, and writing the names and the numbers next to them. I did buy all these pencils online, which is not something I usually do, for two reasons. The first reason being that I'm terrified that when they get delivered, the leads will be broken the whole way down from the shipping process. And the second reason is because I don't know what colour they're going to be. Which I definitely found with these ones. The majority, maybe not the majority, but most of these I did find were not the colour that I expected them to be, apart from this lovely orange, which was just bog standard orange, and you really just, I mean, you just can't have any surprises with that, can you? It's an orange. So for example, this green is more of like a mossy yellowy green, and I actually really thought it was going to be more of like a nice leaf green. Similarly, the dark green was way more blue than I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be more of an emerald, although I should have known because it has cobalt in the name, so that was kind of dumb of me. I do really like all these colours, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not dissatisfied with how they turned out. They just were not the colours I thought they were going to be. But hey ho, the art shops are not open at the minute, so had to do what I had to do. After I swatched all the pencil colours, I then went on and just did some test lines with the brushes that I'd got. I'd already done quite a big chunk of the painting on the other page before I did this, but I've just put all of this at the beginning so that you can see what each brush, the lines that they make and what they look like. Apart from this purple one that I did almost completely off camera. Sorry about that. Yeah, I really like them. If I'm honest, the only ones that I tend to use are the 0 and the 5/0, because they're all such similar sort of sizes that actually having all these different sizes doesn't really make that much sense to me in the way I work. Maybe because they are meant for painting miniatures, maybe if you're painting miniatures you need a more varied number of sizes, but yeah, I didn't find I needed all of them, but it's good to have them just in case. Overall, I really like these brushes. I find that the brush length
is a really good length. It's not too long, it's not too short. You have quite a lot of control over the brush tip. They seem to be keeping their shape pretty well. I've been using them for a few weeks because I'm recording this voiceover basically at the end of March, so I've been using these brushes for a while, and I found that they have kept their shape pretty well. The only thing is that a couple of them have sort of rogue hairs. I say hairs, they're obviously synthetic. Rogue hairs coming out of the middle of them, and I'm too chicken to cut them in case I ruin the brushes. But on this, I think it's the 0 and maybe the 3/0 brush, so it's not really a big deal because I only use the 5/0 for fine lines, but it's kind of annoying. But they were only cheap, so I suppose I can't really expect too much. That being said, they are really good quality, especially for the price. I don't like to spend a lot of money on brushes because they tend to just get absolutely battered, but for the price, these are really, really good. One thing that I am having to get used to, which is really weird, is that because I'm used to using quite a lot bigger brushes, I'm really not used to having to load the brush with paint quite as frequently. So I could maybe do like one long line and then I have to dip it back in the paint because the brush dries out, and I don't know, for me that's really, really weird. But yeah, overall, absolutely love these brushes. I'll leave a link in the description as to what brushes they are. Oh, that's me tearing the paper by accident. And you can check them out yourself.
I was planning on getting quite a lot of work done this past weekend, and then woke up on Saturday morning and just couldn't move. Like, not couldn't move, like I could move. I could get up and do stuff, but it was agony. And I don't know if I pulled a muscle or if it was a trapped nerve or what, but oh my god, I haven't had back pain like that for a while. If I'm going to take anything away from it, it's that I think I was just pushing myself too hard. I've started running again recently as well, and I don't know if that might have had something to do with it, but yeah. Possibly needed a break, wasn't giving myself a break, and I find that the body has ways of just being like, no, you will sit and do nothing. You will. Because otherwise you'll be in crippling agony. So yeah, so there's that. You saw me testing out my lovely new paintbrushes, and I love this painting, and it made me sort of go through this sketchbook, which is like kind of like an ugly sketchbook. Like, it's got loads of just random, it's got loads of pages that are blank, it's got loads of random crap in there. It's got one really awful cat drawing that I was going to do for Christmas that I hate, and I loved the little square flower painting that I did so much. I was like, I might just get some watercolor paper, chop it down to size, and just do a bunch of paintings just to stick in. Not that I think there's anything wrong with having an ugly sketchbook. If you want an ugly sketchbook to experiment in and just make stuff without fear of people judging it, that is such a good idea, and I definitely recommend doing that. However, there's enough good stuff in here that one day I want to do a sketchbook flip through of this, and I don't want to have to pull out any pages or skip any pages, and I'm just not what's the word, I'm just not attached to a lot of the paintings in here. So I've done some little sketches of just like some flowers and some cute armina, and I'm gonna get started on that. And I think I'm probably gonna paint a bunch of them at once, because then I don't have to wait for paint to dry. Oh, we all hate waiting for paint to dry, because that is a pain. And I will just take the hairdryer on a page. Like, I'll just blast a page with a hairdryer if I can't bother waiting for the paint to dry. And let me tell you how much most paper buckles to buggery if you blast it with a hairdryer. So if I can avoid that, it's probably a good idea. So yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to record as much of it as possible until my battery eventually gives out. It's on my to-do list to buy another battery, but they're like £70, and so yeah, so let's go.
Wait, you can make gold?
One, two, three. This cake looks like whoever baked it has never actually seen a cake, has only been described to them what a cake looks like. But, I mean, it tastes pretty good. I mean, and it's vegan too, like, look. Oh my god. It's legit so good. So it's Sunday. I'm wearing the exact same clothes I was wearing yesterday. So, lovely Colin, prince as he is, got his vaccine yesterday. He was out leafleting and just like, the word on the street was that the local surgery was just giving people over 50 and people with health conditions vaccines, and because he's got asthma, he just rocked up and was like, hello, I have asthma, please may I have a vaccine? And they were like, so he's had a vaccine, so pretty much everyone that I care about has now had a vaccine. So that's pretty good. It does make you feel a bit more positive about the whole situation, I guess. I've just finished, this is my last day of 4 days off my day job, and I'm feeling pretty sad about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really want to go back to work tomorrow, but gotta pay them bills. So as you will have seen, I've been working on these little square paintings. Not gonna lie, getting sick of them now because I've been working on them for like 3 days and they're taking a really long time, because who'd have thunk that if you do like 6 paintings at a time, it takes freaking forever. So I was gonna do a bit more detail on them and I was gonna like do shading and stuff, but actually I think I'm just gonna go ahead and like do the lines today, and hopefully I can get them finished. That's it, that's my life right now. Just painting and eating vegan Victoria sponge cake. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish this delicious cake and then I'm gonna try and finish off these. I'm gesturing to my table, which is over here. You can't see, but I'm gesturing to that. I'm just gesturing to the ether. Yeah, let's go.
Hiya, it's voiceover Nikki again. So I'm gonna end the vlog here. This footage is from the 21st of March, so there's obviously a lot more of March. So I don't really know if I can call this a March vlog, maybe a March-ish vlog. But it was getting really long and I quite like it when vlogs are just like sort of one project, and this was just sort of this squares project, so I'm pretty happy to just end it here. I've been thinking a lot recently because it's been a year since we went into lockdown, so it's been a year since I started working from home with my day job, and I don't know, it makes you really reflective on the whole situation. Like, as much as I keep saying I just want to get back into the office because I'm really tired of my work being at home now, this year has probably been kind of good for me in a way, because I've, you know, started this YouTube channel, started my Etsy shop, really knuckled down with my drawing. But then also in other ways, it's been really, really difficult. Like, I'm the sort of person who loves my own company. I love being inside. I love not having to speak to anyone. And even I'm bored of it now. Like, the novelty is completely worn off. And I keep thinking, if I feel like this, how the heck do normal people feel? Like, people who are extroverted and love being around other people and don't really like their own company must be just going absolutely mental. Not to mention the fact that I haven't seen my mum since last year, and I swear, every time I think about giving her a hug when this is all over, I like start tearing up because I just miss her so much. I live so far away from her anyway that I don't really get to see her that often at the best of times, and going for this long without seeing her, it has been really tough. There's been a few times where I really could have used a cuddle from my mum, and not having that has been pretty horrific. But I don't know, we really can't complain. We've done so well. Like, Colin's parents and his brother had COVID over Christmas, but they were totally fine and they got over it. So we were so lucky, and they were really the only people that we knew who even had it. We suspect that my mum had it, but she had negative tests. I can't remember if I've ever mentioned it on here, but Colin did actually end up losing his job last year. We used to work for the same company, doing the same job, and they laid him off and not me. So that was a fun time in our house. He has another job now, by the way. So that was really the worst thing that happened to us. So we really can't complain. We've had like a good time of it, really, all things considered. And that just honestly just makes me feel so guilty when I'm complaining about it. But I think this year's just been so tough for everyone. Just such a universally tough time for everyone. It's so strange. And in a lot of ways, it's really brought to light all of the awful things in the world. Like, with the whole BLM thing, you saw how many people on your Facebook feed were racist. And then with the recent women's marches and stuff, you could see how many men you knew were misogynists. And with COVID, we've seen how our governments do not give a crap about us. And even though that's something that you might have always sort of thought might be the case, like, to kind of, like, our government, and I mean, I can really only speak for the UK government, for the English government specifically, but they keep saying that they did everything they could, and it's such horse manure. They did not do their best. They didn't do everything they could. They were woefully unprepared, but also, like, arrogantly in denial about the fact that they were woefully unprepared. And oh god, I could go on, but I won't, because it's probably really boring. But just, yeah, this has been a really weird time, and I keep saying, oh, I just want things to go back to normal, and other people say that as well, but actually I don't want things to go back to normal. I want things to change and be better. And I really want to be the change that I want to see in the world as well. So, I don't know, recently I've been really reflective and just thinking about things that I can do and the kind of world that I want to live in once this is all over. But yeah, anyway, sorry for the rant. The whole year since lockdown thing has really got me feeling reflective, as you can tell. But I just want to say, if you've got this far and you've listened to me rambling and ranting and you've watched me painting and making this cake, thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want the recipe for the vegan cake, by the way, I will leave it in the description, because it is freaking delicious and super easy to make. I'm sure there are better ways of sandwiching the two cakes together, but I don't know a way, so I just did what I thought was best. I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave me a frog emoji if you got this far, because that's my favourite thing when people actually leave the emojis. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye!